unfortunately, this thing is broken all to pieces, and thankfully, PNW has an 8mm shaft, so we're going to go ahead, pull that bad boy out of there. But first, guys, we got to take apart this whole mess, and then we're going to go ahead and replace that with the 8mm PNW shaft. Guys, no harm, no foul. This truck weighs 35 pounds, and it's a beast. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Chris, this is Pnwrcmadness, and today, guys, well, we broke the Traxxas Xmaxx lower gear shaft, and I'm not going to mention any names. I'll show you the shaft, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to upgrade it. What are the upgrades we offer for the Traxxas Xmaxx is going to be, well, the belt drive, and then sequentially this lower SPUR shaft by Pnwrcmadness. Now, before we start wrenching on everything, check this out, guys. You're going to have to take off your lower skid plates and your bash bar. Check this out. This is our own Pnwrcmadness bash bar, 7075 aluminum. I'll show you that in a little bit. Real quickly, I just want to point out a couple things about this truck. Well, this is actually the first time I've had to pull out this honky-tonk motor. Guys, check out this motor. I think this thing weighs something like 3 or 4 pounds just by itself. Now, I'm not sure. I'll show you when I take the motor mount out, definitely. But you can see I got a piece of plywood in there. All it is just a normal piece of plywood. I painted it black. And guys, this motor has been solid. My mesh hasn't changed. Not my mesh, but my belt hasn't changed. It hasn't slipped. Nothing is bent or broken. Let me show you guys. Okay, before we get this bad boy out. Alright, check this out, guys. We're still not quite there, but look at that. That is not something that should be happening. Quickly, I just want to point out, you see that? We got nuts coming up there. So we got something screwed up from the bottom coming up into these nuts. And that's a mod I want to show you guys. So I want to walk you guys through this whole thing. And, well, ultimately, we're going to install the new 8mm shaft. I'll show you that again in a minute up close. But this is the whole setup that I sell and I run. And it's absolutely super reliable, guys. So this is actually, well, the first time I've broken one of these shafts. Check that out, guys. There it is. That is the Pnwrcmadness bash bar. Got cleats there. Not cleats, but gussets. Super strong. Definitely going to help you from bending your shaft. And then we also have these as well. These are your GPM 3-piece shafts on the bearings. And yeah, check that out, guys. We got it apart. And we have the hinge pin holders. These are aluminum by GPM. These also help hold the truck together as well. And then you can see there we got our GPM 7075 motor mount shims and screws. Guys, all this stuff I carry on my website, all the knuckles and the hubs and the shocks, all that good stuff. And then, yeah, check that out, PNW. Now, the reason you got to take off the brace is because you got to get to this screw right here, and you got to get to, well, that screw right there. So this is what I'm talking about. You have to unscrew both sides, or put a nut driver on one side and then unscrew the other. I'm using these M4s. Yeah, these are M4s. So we got M4 lock nuts. These all come in the kit. Someone mentioned something in the comments a couple of videos ago about how I use my, well, yeah, this is my screw gun. Guys, I'm a cabinet installer and I use these things every day, so probably not best for everybody to use, but I use them every day, so I think I'm fine. Now, this is actually the first time this motor and mount has been out since I built the truck, well, over 2 years ago. Gosh, check out this thing. This thing is absolutely enormous, and well, we have it mounted up in a, gosh, you can't even see the mount, guys, because I have this absolutely humongous SPUR gear overdrive. I don't sell this one. I don't recommend using it, well, maybe for this motor, but this is a 32 tooth. Anyways, works awesome, but we got the Pnwrcmadness motor mount there. And, well, I could grab a square and show you that it has not bent or broken or or anything, but look at that, guys. We have a broken shaft. And now you can kind of see up close, that's how I support my motor mount. It's just a block of wood. You can see there's the end grain of the plywood. And you guys, it works awesome. I just painted it black so it blends in. You don't need nothing fancy. And, well, let me explain to you why I use it like this. A couple things. Now, some motor mounts come with like these side brackets, and they kind of go down at an angle. Just for visual, it'd be kind of something like that. And, well, that's great, but those will bend, and then the motor will go like this and screw up your mesh and all that good stuff. And then, guys, they do make some end cap brackets, motor mount supports. So you got your support here and your support here. Well, the problem is this end will slip, and then it's wedged in there and something bends. So ultimately, you want to support the whole entire motor from the front to the back, and that's going to be your best line of defense for these big, huge motors that I need to put down. Moving on, guys, there is the Pnwrcmadness 5-piece 8mm spur shaft. A couple of things about this shaft, guys, check this out. So we're going to be about 4.5 millimeters shorter. That way the front of the shaft is not digging into the motor mount, because that happens a lot. Let me see if I can find out. Let me see. Okay, well, it wasn't happening on this mount, but sometimes because you're running a longer shaft, the chassis will flex and then it bumps into this. But when you guys are using the new Pnwrcmadness shaft, it's actually a little bit shorter, and it makes it super simple to mount up your spur gears and your pulleys. We only use pulleys around here, so I'll show you that here as well. Now the gear, or the spur shaft, is a 5-piece. Now I call it a 5-piece because it comes with, well, the shaft, and if you look closely at it, you can see that there are 2 flat spots, because a lot of gears and pulleys have 2 grub screws. You're going to get 2 bearings. You're going to get the HD shaft that is over the shaft, and then you're going to get the through pin that holds on the output gear. So when I sell these things to you guys, I send you guys the pulleys and the belts, and then I send you guys grub screws. And one quick tip is, when you guys do assemble them, I send enough grub screws for the bigger pulleys like these ones. This is a 30. I put 2 grub screws in each hole. Oh, so I already got the second one out of there. So, and they all get Loctite. So there's 1 grub screw. And then just to show you how I do it, there is the second grub screw. And the reason why I started doing that was because, well, originally these spur gear shafts didn't have 2 flat spots, and it also helps keep the first one from backing out, because, well, they will back out. And yeah, so there it is. So 4 grub screws per pulley. If you have bigger ones, you know, even the 20s, you can get the smaller ones in there. So we got to heat that up to get that out, and then I'll show you what the pulley looks like with the PNW shaft installed. What do we have here? Well, check this out. This is the original belt that I've had on the truck since the beginning. And like I said earlier, probably about 2 years. And a lot of people ask me, well, Chris, do the belts hold up to 12S, 8S? Well, they don't hold up. They break. And, well, I just wanted to show you guys up close what this belt looks like. I've been running this truck on 12S. And then, yeah, this monstrous motor. It's huge. Look how big it is. It's like bigger than the mount. So, look at that. For all those that would like to know why I run belt drive, it's because, well, they don't really break. I mean, they will break, okay? The belts will break. You can break the pulleys. You just need to make sure that you get it set up correctly, and then you'll have great success with it. So you'll save yourself a lot of money. You won't be buying a bunch of gears. And really, they work for most mod motors. Here we have the broken shaft, and then we have the P&W shaft side by side. And I just want to show you guys up close the P&W shaft. And then also I want to show you guys, and this is just kind of proof. Look at the shaft there, and you can see where the pinions were hitting, and you can see where I have it Loctited on. That's the old Loctite. I just had to go out in the garage and break it free with some heat. But you can see we had one pinion, or one grub screw there, and one grub screw sitting there, and it never spun, guys. So definitely awesome upgrade belt drive is. And then you can see there's the flat spot on that shaft right there, and there was only one. Now check this one out. So this is the P&W shaft right here, and we have, you can see on the end there, we got two flat spots. We got one on top, and then we have one right there. Check that out. And then let me show you guys how. So when you grab your pulley, oh, this is still warm. Should slide right on, and then all you do, I'm going to clean it up. Okay, first I'll show you that really quick, because I always reference people to my YouTube about belt drive. Anyways, that's basically how you do it. So that's where it goes, right flush with the end of the pulley. I think gears as well. Well, maybe not on the gears. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, and then you just grub screw it down and it's ready to reinstall. It's super important, guys, whether you're running gears or belt drive, you're going to want to do the belt drive mod. I call it just the belt drive mod because that's really all we run. Belt drive just seems to be the most reliable for me bashing. That's mainly what I do. I do a little bit of speed running, and yeah, so stay tuned. We're going to do a little speed run with this truck before we put it back together, or after we put it back together. And then yeah, we got a special project we're going to be working on, so definitely stay tuned for that. It could be a couple of months, probably definitely some months. But so here we are. Part of the mod is going to be, this is what you're going to get in your belt drive mod. You're going to get the Pnwrcmadness lower gear cover, and then you're going to get the Pnwrcmadness belt drive mod. And basically that just consists of a couple of screws, a couple of nylon lock nuts, and a couple of machined washers that I have made specifically for this. Now, kind of tricky to put in, but let me show you guys how we do that. So I'll just show you this one because we don't have one made up yet by P&W. I built this truck before we had the P&W lower gear covers. For now, we're just going to run this trail cover. I believe we might have, well, we have none left. We definitely have a couple of GPM ones left. Hit me up. I'll give you a good deal on those. I'll give you a good deal on these ones as well. But anyways, check that out. In there, you're going to have those 4 washers. The kit comes with those 4 washers. Stick those washers in the freezer. You can also stick this in the freezer and then go ahead, take it out in the concrete or something solid, and you can just hammer those in, press them in, and that's where you're going to install your nylon lock nuts. And that allows you to get a 7mm wrench on there. Otherwise, that's kind of like a hole in there, and you can't get your tool down there. So that's the purpose of the shims. Now the trick, before you install your pulleys, before you install your gears, because you can use these with your mod 1.5 gears. So what you're going to want to do, and this is going to lock it on there for good until you get it off with heat. Just grab yourself a little bit of Cal RC Moo Clean. This is your industrial grade electrical cleaner and degreaser. So you're going to degrease the end of the shaft. I already did that, and if you look closely, you can see it's kind of going to discolor it, and it's cleaning it up super nice, taking all the oil off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a Q-tip, and you're going to also degrease the inside of the pulley, and you're going to want to degrease the inside of where the grub screw goes, both holes, and then Loctite the pulley onto the shaft just like that, and put your belt on, slap it in the truck, and you guys are good to go. So not sure if I can get a run video. I totally forgot. All right, we got the new shaft installed. I'm not sure if you can see down in there. Well, you probably can. Look at that. So it's nice and flush on the end of the pulley. We have the belt drive mod installed. You can see we got the 8mm or 7mm lock nuts, nylon lock nuts on there, and we got the brand new Pnwrcmadness lower SPUR gear cover on there, outdrive cover. And we're just going to go ahead and reinstall the motor. So this is how you do that, and I'm going to end the video right after this. So installed, you're going to grab the belt, grab your motor installed on the mount, and you're going to want to kind of pre-do all this once, and then, so I already pre-did all this and nothing's changed, so I'm just going to take it and slide it right back up underneath the belt. Just like this. Don't worry, you're not going to hurt the belt. Kind of want to take it up and over the first ridge of the lower. There we go. And just like that, you got your belt drive installed. Oh guys, I totally forgot I don't have a truck right now. I hit a deer a few months back, and for some reason, well, first of all, I should probably tell you I drive an EV truck, so will make more sense. But about 6 months ago, I hit a deer, and for some reason, my truck just broke last week. So I've been without a truck, and I can't get this big 35, 40-pound RC truck anywhere, but maybe in my street. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope this helps you guys with belt drive installation, helps you understand belt drive a little bit more. In conclusion, belt drive is, well, it's a lot cheaper, it's quieter, it's more reliable, it doesn't break. It will break. It breaks less often, and, well, it looks cool and all that good stuff. We do also offer a gear cover, so check my website out. I'll leave a link in the description below for all these parts. And yeah, thanks for watching the channel, guys, and please do stay safe out there. Happy bashing. Love you guys. Check you later.